I can't think. What am I supposed to do?
Hey now, welcome to Strength for Today's Man. This is volume 17, and I am Malachi Mitchell. I thank you for coming in today. We got a good one. I'm telling you, all of them are good, but there are certain ones that really hit home, and we are still in Nehemiah. And I'm going to read from Nehemiah 4:3, where it says, Tobiah the Ammonite, who was at his side, said, what they are building, even a fox climbing on it would break down their walls of stones. That's not words of encouragement, guys. You have to hear how he's saying it. You have to understand what's happening here in this story with Nehemiah. We know that yesterday we talked about him going back home because of the news he had received. Broke his heart that his hometown was in ruins. So here he goes back to his hometown. And this is what we're going to talk about. Opposition. And as I was reading this, it was so interesting because I know that we as men face a lot of opposition. So the question is, what do you do in the face of opposition? Now, I know many of you be like, yo, I'd put them to sleep. I would smack them. I would tell them off. But hold on, stop right there. Wait, it's easy to let opposition push us into a sense of defeat sometimes. People feel defeated when what they're working on, no one is encouraging them. What they're doing, no one is there to support them. So it seems like we get into a sense of defeat. But I want to encourage you today not to be defeated because you have Tobias and Sanballats in your lives. Those are the guys that were buffering Nehemiah. Other times it's easy to lash out at people, launching a counterattack at the person who's opposing us. Now, there are good debates and there are bad debates. Good debates, you get a lot of good resources, a good, healthy conversation going back and forth. And then you have those oppositions to where they're just there to buffer you. They're there to be a thorn in your flesh. Now, we may remember that Nehemiah's heart had broken, as I stated, when he heard the news of his hometown laying in ruins. Now, Nehemiah, as we know, went home and sought its restoration. But not too long into the process, he met opposition. He met with people that was in the town. Some of them weren't even a part of the town. Came over to see what he was doing. They enjoy seeing the cities torn down. They enjoy seeing the walls torn down. That was victory to them. But here Nehemiah came all the way from captivity back home and found a few people that would help him. And as he was in the work, as he was on the work, as he was beginning the work, here comes opposition. Here comes the naysayers. Here comes Mr. Know-it-alls and sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. But you know, Nehemiah didn't spout back insults. He didn't get upset. He didn't sink into defeat. Instead, Nehemiah found strength to persevere. His secret to this is found in, watch it, prayer. Prayer is our secret weapon. It's easy for us to get all flustered and upset and our feathers ruffled up. That's easy. That's the flesh part of us. But the strong man in us should persevere. Yeah, I know it's hard. I know it hurts when people are picking at you, people are downing you, people are talking about you. You want to just lash back and go, yo, Back up. But you know, your strength sometimes can be in silence. It says, instead, he found strength in perseverance. That's the first thing he did when the critics raised their voices. Is that the first thing we do? Do we pray before we open our mouths? Do we allow God to intervene before we take control and make a mess of the things? I don't know. Sometimes we allow ourselves to just rule the conversation. When you're seeking to make a positive impact, guys, you will encounter opposition. It's just a given. The opposition comes internally as you experience self-doubt and find yourself distracted. Be careful that inner opposition, that self-doubt, that self-negative talk against yourself. You're talking about, I can't do this. I don't know if I'll be able to accomplish this. See, that's all that self-doubt. That's an opposition. But then yet, there are the oppositions that comes externally as you hear the voices of critics and questioners. Those are the people that's coming along. They want to criticize. They want to question what you're doing. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, that's no good. All these naysayers. It's a wonder, man. They sleep at night. But whether the opposition is eternal or external, the path of perseverance begins with prayer. That's the key, fellas. You got to have a strong prayer life. You got to be in prayer. You got to have prayer. You got to be prayerful. All of these are your secret weapons. It's when we pray that we are reminded by God of the urgency of what we're doing to find the strength to keep at it. I had said yesterday that my brother would always tell me, man, stay on the wall. Don't come down. Stay on the wall. Don't come down. I'm going to tell you the same thing. Stay on the wall. Don't come down. There's going to be oppositions in your life. There's going to be naysayers in your life. There's going to be critics in your life. There's going to be questioners in your life. They're questioning what you're doing. Every turn you make, they're going to question you. Everything you got going on, they're going to criticize you. But that's all right. I always say, and I always heard, a dog don't bark at a parked car. A dog will bark at a car that's in motion. So when you're in motion, that means you're doing something. People only talk against those that are actually doing something. If you weren't doing anything, yeah, you're going to get a little talk. Oh, he ain't doing nothing. But it's not as severe as you actually accomplishing something great. Be greater. Be better. Do what you can while you can, while you have the strength. And when you do come up against opposition, remember, before you strike back, before you counteract, before you lash back, pray. Have that inner prayer inside of you. God, you need to help me. You need to give me strength. I'm about to go off on this cat. And then you pray and allow God to intervene. I'm going to close with this one. God, help me to persevere. Remind me of the urgency of caring for those around me. Remind me of the importance of showing my love in my home, in my neighborhood, on my job, in the church. Remind me of how the stakes are high. Yes, the stakes are high. When you're doing something great for God, the stakes are high. And you're always going to have opposition. This is Strength for Today, Man, Volume 17. I'm Malachi Mitchell. Thank you guys again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Y'all be blessed. Make it a great day.